Mate, you know what was making me laugh? The reason I asked you to come on is you commented on one of our reels, being like, "You pillocks."
Yeah, no, I thought it was bad. Genuinely, yeah.
So what we've done was Ethan said that the Sidemen's best team they could put together would beat the Overlap's best team.
Yeah. Look, I've got nothing but time and respect for Ethan, but I'm quite hard, right? I've been through a lot in my life.
Yeah.
And I reckon that was the hardest thing I've ever had to listen to. Like, honestly, it was...
Well, let's go through the team. So, Schmeichel, Neville...
Oh, mate, if you're
Carragher, Henry...
If you just do, like, say you do, like, a seven-a-side YouTube All-Stars, like, the best of the best that we've ever played with on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And there were some brilliant footballers. There really are. They wouldn't touch the ball against an Overlap side. It's so mental. And I've got nothing but time and respect for Ethan. He's been really good to me every time I met him. But yeah, you're guilty. He's guilty. It's the stupid. It's the biggest of mine. And what's the best YouTube team? What's the so it's still seven aside. Best ever YouTube team.
Do we have to keep it Sidemen related?
No, just the best.
Well, who are the best players we've played with?
Okay, so I
Chris
reckon
MD.
Big John in goal.
Okay, Chris MD.
Steve-O the Madman at the back, maybe.
Yeah. So I was saying, does he count because he's played pro? But yeah, probably does.
But yeah,
count.
he's a YouTuber now. The two best centre halves would be what? Steve-O alongside Ethan. I played
with that Jamel. Have you played with Jamel?
Jamel, okay, let's go. Good. Jamel and Ethan, something like that. Jamel and either Jamel and Ethan or Jamel and Steve-O.
Yeah.
Do a midfield three if we're doing seven aside. You got James Alcott, Tom Garrett.
Don't think I get in it.
I think you struggle to leave you out.
I mean,
I'd love to not put you in on your own show, but I don't think we can leave you out. A midfield trio of James Alcott at the base of midfield. James, a beautiful footballer, right?
Yeah.
James at the base of midfield. You and Garrett is brilliant.
You'd have to get Garrett off the pints.
Oh, he's such a good footballer.
He's so good.
He's such a good footballer.
You've got to get him to turn up.
He's such a good player. So Garrett, like you three in the midfield, and then...
You're leaving out some big names here, though.
Who am I leaving
Toby, Manny, you played with them. Good footballers.
I don't think I've played with them. I'm only doing my experience.
Simon, Chris, Theo.
Chris MD gets in, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris MD is a brilliant player. Okay, whatever...
Billy Wingrove.
Whatever you want, it's almost irrelevant, the point we're making here. Completely irrelevant. Because the level to even the worst player that's appeared on the Overlap is so much better than anyone that we've just spoken about by times 1,000.
Who's the worst player? Sean Dyche? Probably the worst.
Maybe in terms of the other players have they've got Ballon d'Or winners that have been on. Red Hullet's been on there,
Seven aside is different to 11s.
Okay,
Sevens is like they're going to pass you. 11s you've got to run. And that's my thing is they're maybe all knackered.
You are so wide of the mark here.
All right,
you're so. Look,
I know,
let's
right.
do a Premier League team.
You are right.
Forget the Overlap because that is icon after icon.
Right,
you're talking like the very best, arguably to have lived in their position. That's what you're talking about with the Overlap.
Yeah.
So let's just go.
I've done the team, mate. I can give it to you off the top of my head.
Let's just go forget the Overlap team. Just like former pros. A midfield of Sean Derry. I'm talking Zoltan Gira up front.
Hey,
they
baller.
Absolutely batter you. Batter you.
Yeah, okay. I just think that the people underestimate how unfit they're going to be in an 11-a-side game because of all the injuries, playing with injection. No, you don't see it at all.
Yeah, do you know, generally, I do my best almost not to comment on things I feel like the win compared to the low, you say something, it gets taken out of context, or whatever, just I almost don't comment.
Right.
And especially not negative. I might comment positive.
Sure.
But I would never, I do my best not to comment negative. It's not very nice. People do it to me all the time. So I basically don't comment negatively. And then your clip with Ethan, friends of mine, I was like, what are these bozos talking about? What are they talking about? And what was amazing was nobody in the room, and I kind of blame your producer a touch as well.
Yeah, Jacob, you got to get some heat for that.
Yeah.
I blame you as well. You got to keep us in line.
Your producer, man. Nobody went, hey lads, you do realise that their front line is Thierry Henry and Ruud Gullit. Nobody in the room had any sort of counterweight to the nonsense that was being spoken.
It's quite a strong point. Well, mate, I mean, it got you on the pod, didn't it?
So
mate, maybe more people should hate comment.
Get on the pod. No, Mo, I was honoured to get the call up. Finally.
Mate, thanks for coming on. We've got no Ollie this week. Those who are so far into this already and haven't noticed, we're not just ignoring him. He's on, I think he's doing 442 today. But mate, we ask all our guests when we first get them on, favourite football match you've ever been to that ultimately meant nothing. This is the Nearly Men podcast, mate. This podcast is about more than winning trophies.
It's a great concept.
So I want to know, I mean, you are a man that I think whilst you're having a think on that, people might not realise if they don't know you how well you know football and how many games of football you've been to. Like if I was held at gunpoint and I had to get an all-star, if I had to get 3 people, I had to phone somebody with a random football question, you and James Alcott would be the first 2 people I phone. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very particular question that I agree James and I would probably know the answer to.
Yeah.
But it's a great concept. Like the Nearly Men concept. It's a great idea what you're...
Well, we did it as Fulham and Palace fans.
But then he's gone and won a trophy.
Whilst we were setting it up, I was like...
Is he still allowed on?
Oh, mate, I wanted a new co-host. Looking for a Brentford fan.
Yeah.
Watford.
You need to
Do you think quickly, do you think Fulham are the biggest club? Because we were on a shoot last week together and I mentioned it. I think I heard you agree. I think Fulham are the biggest club in world football to not win a major trophy. Let's go European football.
Yeah, I mean, certainly in this country.
Think? They're definitely in the country.
Certainly in this country.
It's like us, Watford, Brighton.
Yeah.
Who else is up there, really? Real Betis seems to come up. Big club, but yeah, I mean...
Real Betis never won anything. I didn't know that. They've had some great teams as well.
Yeah.
God, we beat them in a final last year, didn't we?
Oh my God, I didn't even think that would have been their
I didn't realise it would have meant even more to them.
Would have meant everything for them, yeah.
No, it is a great concept. But no, Fulham are... They're a fantastic club. I feel like they get a lot of stick. They get a lot of knocks. People don't necessarily appreciate the foothold that they have in football. Like they're London's oldest club. That cottage is beautiful. Like the literal cottage. I mean, it's beautiful.
Original 1879. Fulham St Andrews was the first club that we formed.
Yeah,
we nearly went to Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
we nearly
that's
played
why
there.
Chelsea were formed.
Then Chelsea were formed because
you had a stadium.
Yeah,
there was a stadium built that ultimately Fulham decided they didn't want, so they had to create a club to fill it.
But mate, on the favourite question, the favourite game you've ever been to?
I've got two that stand out. One was kind of my defining moment as a football fan. So when you go games that mean nothing, they kind of always mean something, don't they? But they don't lead to something great. And the one that will always stay with me, it's possibly my first sort of memory of being a football fan, was I went to the FA Cup final in 1994.
Okay.
We got beat 4-0 by Manchester United. I was born in a period where Chelsea went 25 years without a trophy.
Yeah.
So we won a trophy in 1971. We beat Real Madrid in a final in Athens. Not a Cup Winners' Cup final in Athens. And we then didn't win anything up until 1997.
Yeah.
So I was born within that period and we literally won nothing.
Yeah.
We got to the final in 1994 and it felt like such an amazing moment, such an amazing day. We played Manchester United, the Manchester United team that had already won the league. We had beaten them twice that season, beaten them home and away. Gavin Peacock scoring 1-0 wins in both games. And we went into this final thinking, right, this could be it, end the drought. And we got battered 4-0. So that was one. But almost more recently, I was in Dortmund for Ollie Watkins.
Were you there? Netherlands. I mean, that's a great shout. We have a lot of England answers to that question.
Every England game.
Are they the ultimate nearly man team, Southgate's England, do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a few in the league, isn't there? There's a few very good teams that never won a Premier League. Tottenham, for example. I think Tottenham had a period where they were undoubtedly the best. They were definitely the best team in the country one year. They may have been the best team in the country for 2 seasons. They never won the league. But
what about going back to your childhood? You mentioned it with Chelsea. Like, why Chelsea for you? What started the Chelsea?
That was just inherited.
Just inherited.
Yeah, that was inherited. It was that was never really up for negotiation. I just was taken to Chelsea really young.
Does it annoy you when people throw the oil money allegations? You're only a fan because of that. I mean, I know you've been there before that.
Do you know that?
You won stuff before. I mean, I'm a Fulham fan, so I shouldn't be backing Chelsea. But you've won trophies, and a lot of trophies before the money.
Yeah. I think the two things. What Chelsea fans should never do is pretend that the league was inevitably going to be won without the money. But equally, what other football fans shouldn't do is pretend that Chelsea were insignificant pre the money.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the 10 years prior to Abramovich.
Yeah.
Just look at the decade prior to Abramovich. Chelsea were winning like FA Cups regularly, League Cups regularly, European silverware regularly, beating Real Madrid in Monaco. I would argue that in 1999 we would have won the league if Gus Poyet didn't get injured. Judas Gus Poyet. But Chelsea were a very significant club, say post 94, when Glenn Hoddle came in. The 10 years of my life prior to that, we were in the doldrums. Like we really were. There was an epidemic of hooliganism at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea's gates plummeted. Ken Bates, our chairman at the time, genuinely was trying to electrocute the fans. He was trying to erect an electrified fence.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What, at the front of the pitch?
Yeah. It was never allowed to happen, obviously. Like, you're not really allowed to do it to cattle. So So he was trying to do it to
Wow.
the shed end. Yeah, and I think there's a picture. If you Google Ken Bates Chelsea electric fence or something, there's a picture of him. It's quite funny, kind of standing proudly, demonstrating this fence that he wants to put up.
And is that to stop a pitch invasion?
To stop a pitch, yeah. There was a very bad pitch invasion. We played Middlesbrough, someone better than this at me. We played Middlesbrough in '88, and it was a playoff to see who went down, and they beat us. Okay. And there was a pitch invasion that went incredibly. You know those sort of famous violent moments of football. There's a Luton Millwall game at Kenilworth Road that almost changed football. I think that was '85. Chelsea Middlesbrough is kind of on that level. But yeah, so we didn't win anything. We weren't really even the nearly men. We were just a fairly insignificant club that was bobbing around between two divisions.
It's a long period without trophies, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think at the moment, mate? We got Leeds. You got Leeds, haven't you now?
Oh, amazing.
Leeds. That's a big game. I know, as soon as I saw that draw, I thought of you straight away. I thought you'll love that.
Yes, it's the best cup draw for everybody. I think. I think Leeds fans will be elated. I feel like neutrals should be elated.
Yeah.
I think it will teach people as well. I think not everybody will know that Chelsea and Leeds is a historic rivalry.
Yeah.
Not many people will know that. Many Chelsea fans will say Leeds are our biggest rival.
Why is that?
It goes right back to that 1970 Cup final. We played them in the 1970 Cup final, but that final itself. This is back, by the way, when the FA Cup was so important. Like the FA Cup the league was probably more important.
Yeah.
But you could argue that the cup was more important. Like it wasn't. If you won the FA Cup, many people would say that you had a bigger season than the team that won the league. Like it isn't a crazy thing. Now. You'd be insane, wouldn't you? To argue
of
that.
course.
Whereas then it wasn't. They were neck and neck, and some would say that the cup was bigger. We played Leeds in '70, and Leeds were a very good side. And I think that cup final just represented so much about football and about the country at the time. So Chelsea at the time, it was just off the back of the swinging '60s, the King's Road, Vivienne Westwood. Chelsea were the kings of the King's Road. Raquel Welch, who was a Bond girl, probably the best looking woman in the world, was having it away with Peter Osgood, the only player to have a statue at Chelsea. We were like the cool club.
Yeah.
We were the cool, exciting, London moneyed club. And we embodied that. And Leeds United were almost the direct representation of the North. It was like a North-South, London, the North divide. And they were a great club, brilliant support, successful side. I think 75, they played Bayern Munich. I think you have to check the date for me.
Is that their famous cup final that they got robbed out of it?
Yeah.
They got robbed.
They got robbed. Yeah. And that referee never refereed again. I think it was 75.
I think it was because I think that's the same...
Bayern.
I think that's the same year Fulham lost to... Producer Jacob's going to have to do some research. He says it's right. I think it's the same year we lost our last ever FA Cup final
really?
West Ham. I think we lost to West Ham in 75.
Yeah,
Leeds
United should have won a European Cup in 75. That's how...
They all claim it. They still claim it.
Yeah, they should. They should. I mean, if you watch it back, it's mental.
Yeah.
And the referee never refereed again.
Yeah.
Like Leeds United were robbed out of it's almost, I think it was in Paris and it was against Bayern Munich and it was tragic what happened in terms of like their robbery. So Leeds were really good and they were a team built on grit and like they had some silk, but it was that their favourite players were like Norman Hunter, who was like filth, and Billy Bremner, who was rock hard, and we were like London upstarts.
Cool. Yeah. The cool. But yeah,
mate. If you Google the most watched televised events ever in this country, I think it's like 4th on the list.
Still to this day.
Yeah. I like, and I think the only things bigger than it are like the royal coronation and stuff like it's
that big.
It was that big. So yeah, so Chelsea Leeds is a massive game.
It's going to be good, man.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. And yeah, like, I mean, if you're talking about nearly men, Leeds.
Yeah.
I think through the 70s they finished second every season to a different team top. You know, like they were second and Liverpool won it one year. Then they were second again and someone else won it. And then second again and Liverpool were back. And then they were second. They just were the nearly men for a decade.
Yeah, we've had Ellis Platten on, Leeds fan, talking about the Leeds love story. And it's a pretty painful one.
The cup final was 6th and it had 28.5 million people watch in 1970.
And it's 6th on the list still.
6th on the list still.
6th on the list of all time.
That is an incredible stat.
Yeah. Something must have happened recently because it was higher. There's something above
Euro
it.
2020 finals gone above it.
Euro 2020.
Euro 2020 final makes sense. Yeah, mate. Well, FA Cup and talking about that game as a Fulham fan and the love of the FA Cup, like it's just gone, isn't it, mate? As a Fulham fan, we rested players against Southampton. Now, obviously, Southampton have beaten Arsenal and gone on to look like a proper team. I think they're like unbeaten in 15 games, but it's crazy to me. Like, we've never won a trophy. We haven't been in that final since 75.
Yeah.
To rest players.
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting out of it.
It's
I don't know
insane,
what you're
innit?
resting them for.
I'm still angry, mate, as you can tell. I'm just coping.
Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Because you're good enough to potentially do something in the cup. I mean, Southampton proved it. It's really weird. It's really poor. But it's all about money, isn't it?
I mean, mate, yeah, it's all about money. That's why you only get a couple mil for winning the FA Cup. You only get like a mil for winning the EFL Cup. So why would you bother?
You're better off finishing one place higher in the Premier League than you are winning a trophy.
Which is pretty sad.
Although, do you know what? There are very few things in sport or our world that we work in that I allow to permeate my like actual friendship. So, you know, if you said something or you did something YouTube-wise that I just really didn't like, I would never let that affect our actual friendship. But there is one thing that people can say where I think, I just can't be your mate. Even if we're really good mates, I can't be your mate.
Right.
And that is anybody that would rather achieve... You know, if the answer is, would you rather X or win the cup? If the answer isn't win the cup, me and you can't be friends.
Well, I can call you on that. You recently said you'd rather relegate Tottenham than win the cup.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
But that'd be like that'd be like prioritising like one of my children over winning the cup. Like this isn't. Would you rather? If it was Chelsea, say Chelsea could go down or win the cup. Sorry, no. What would it have to be? Say Chelsea could. Hang on, let me think of the exact way. Let me think of the exact way to phrase this. If people were to say, would you rather? Do you know what happened to Wigan? Mm-hmm. Wigan survived. Wigan could have survived or won the cup. What would you rather?
When they beat City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you say if you said to a Leeds fan now, Leeds, you can win the cup this year, or you're relegated. Yeah. What would it like if you bring in rivalries in? I think that's a bit different, right? Because that's how much do I like Tottenham being relegated is a once in a lifetime thing.
But that statement was correct. You said you'd sing about relegating Tottenham at Stamford Bridge
more than we'd sing
more
about
than you sing about what is it your fifth FA Cup
bigger,
or something?
It would be bigger history. It would be bigger history.
Yeah, I mean for you,
yeah, it would be because we have many an FA Cup.
So
we have many an FA Cup story.
But if I was to ask you as a Chelsea fan right now, the current Chelsea ownership, everything that we'll get into, would you win this FA Cup but you got relegated?
Yeah. I would always, if it's about my club, if you were to say, would you? So Leeds United could go down and they could win the cup. Mm-hmm. I can only be friends with a Leeds fan that if you said to that Leeds fan, you're going to go down but you're going to win the FA Cup and go to Europe, what do you take? Every Leeds fan, I guarantee, every Leeds fan that's in the away end, in the shed end at Stamford Bridge will say take the cup. Yeah. Worldwide, I don't know. But that Leeds support that will travel to Stamford Bridge, be incredibly loud, be giving it the big one in King's Cross, they will all take the cup over anything. And if you were to ask me, Chelsea get relegated and win the cup or stay up and don't take the cup all the time. Wigan won. Wigan, I mean, they won their story. If you're a Wigan fan, Watson won it, right? If you're a Wigan fan of that era,
Ginger Ben Watson.
They beat City in a cup final. They went into Europe and they got relegated. But if you're a Wigan fan now, of a generation, I understand why young uns might not feel this way, but you won.
Yeah, it's big.
Your story's not a sad one. You don't have Palace go down next season. Ollie's won.
Yeah.
Ollie's the winner of the story.
No,
not the geezer who finishes 16th every year.
Yeah. There's way too much focus on that. But that's the money, like you said. You get more money for winning a place in the Premier League than you would in
the Tottenham relegation thing. The reason why that changes the rule, like you're almost picking on the anomaly that I acknowledge is an anomaly. I think Tottenham being relegated would be like the most memorable, shocking thing that has ever happened in my lifetime for football. Maybe for anyone.
We discussed it on this show. I think it's the most shocking thing in football history.
Nobody's talking about quite the magnificence of it. I mean, by magnificence, I mean scale, size, like what it actually means. Nothing like this has ever happened, ever, in Premier League football.
Is it bigger than
Leicester? 100%. 100% bigger.
38-game season getting relegated. It is
Tottenham
shocking,
Hotspur, just think about what Tottenham are, what they represent.
Yeah.
Tottenham, if you know across the world, right, if you look at the teams with the most amount of money, so revenue. I don't like talking about this, but it's relevant. The biggest clubs in the world. On that list, in the world, Tottenham are 9th. Yeah. Right, so we're in Barcelona, Real Madrid. Tottenham are 9th.
Yeah.
And they would be in the Championship.
Yeah.
Like, Nothing like that has ever happened.
Where are you at with them, mate? You thinking they're going to go down?
I think De Zerbi's a good appointment.
Do you? I disagree.
Good manager.
I think he's a good manager,
Good manager.
but do you want someone who's going to go in there and cause even more chaos? Surely you just want someone to settle people down, play them in their right position, get 3 or 4 wins, and just get out the problem.
Mate, that was Thomas Frank. What you've just described was Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
I think what they need is somebody to go in who is a pyromaniac and set the place on fire and demand more from these players. Explain to these players that you're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the country, one of the biggest support bases in the country, one of the grandest clubs in terms of history in the country. Yeah, how on earth can you put in these abject performances? I honestly think, I hope I'm wrong, but I think De Zerbi should go in and fire it up.
It's fighting fire with fire, though, mate. It's risky.
Yeah. What's the alternative?
I don't know. Sean Dyche? That's the alternative, isn't it? It's someone who could go
Sean
in.
Dyche isn't as good a manager, though.
No chance.
He's not as good a manager as De Zerbi.
No, I
think
agree.
I honestly, I hope to be wrong, but ultimately Tottenham need what? 2 wins? 2 wins and a draw?
Yeah.
Can De Zerbi find 2 wins when they play Leeds at home, they play Everton at home?
I don't know, mate. They got Sunderland next away.
They could lose that.
Then it's Brighton at home.
Yeah, they beat Brighton. It's De Zerbi's former club. They beat them.
Do you reckon? Based off that?
I think De Zerbi's a good manager, and the Tottenham players just given a little bit of, De Zerbi sprinkles that little bit of magic on them and fear into them.
Yeah.
Crucially, the fear. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I hope to be wrong, but when they were being linked with managers,
yeah,
the one I didn't want because my motivations are for Tottenham to fail. The one I didn't want, bearing in mind my negative motivations, is the one they appointed. So I didn't want them to get De Zerbi because I felt like he was the best for them.
Okay.
So that means the one that I wanted them to go for a Dyche. I really wanted them to go. Do you know, at one point, like Tim Sherwood put himself forward. I was like, yeah, him. And if not him, like at one point, another point, it was Hoddle. And I was like, Hoddle was a great Chelsea manager and a very good England manager. But the geezer, like his last job in football would have been like, what, Wolves?
Yeah, he's been out a while, hasn't he?
Wolves?
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah.
01?
So
02?
So right now, would you take losing to Leeds and Tottenham
go down? 100%.
You take that deal?
There's very little things you could offer me where the prize is Tottenham get relegated, and I don't accept it.
Chelsea ownership out?
Tottenham
down or Chelsea out?
There I want the ownership out. There, Tottenham survive,
Chelsea the priority
I have to
still.
prioritise my own club. But where do you sit on that? That whole debate, I think it's an interesting one. Like, do you always need your team to... Like, how much, as a football fan, in the makeup of a football fan, how much of it is I love my own team or I hate the
like,
how much do you love Chelsea or how much do you desperately not want Arsenal to win the league? How much do you love Chelsea but how much do you want Tottenham to get relegated? I think for me, mate, it's high. Yeah. Rivalry is a massive part. What I love it because I hate the other thing so much.
Yeah. I think because Ollie disagrees with me on this. Ollie's always like, I don't really revel in like another team's misery.
He's a I don't know him very well.
Yeah.
But we've met, but he's a very genteel chap.
Oh, absolutely.
He's not gonna be he's not gonna be a
absolutely.
But Palace support can be very on the front.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think he is.
Mate, I love
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I think like when you live in the area as well. I'm still in Southwest London. I live a stone throw from Craven Cottage. Obviously, I'm around QPR fans. I'm around Chelsea fans. Like, I love it when my mates Chelsea fans, you guys lose.
Yeah.
I've often put an Instagram a DM out to you as soon as you lose. Any football on today? Like, that's part of the fun to me. Whereas Ollie would never. I don't think he'd do that. So I
also,
think
it's got nothing to do with who you lose. Like, if Chelsea get beat by Leeds, I imagine you'll be on the phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got nothing to do with
football.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Like, I do it. Bearing in mind, I've done this.
Yeah.
When Chelsea are winning European Cups and league titles, a lot of my mates QPR fans. QPR can get beat by Doncaster in League One, and I'll be away in Valencia.
Yeah.
And away, I'll see their score, and I'll be in a pub. It'll be a Tuesday night game, and we've gone the Tuesday night. We're playing a Wednesday night in the Mestalla, and I'll text them.
Yeah, you're thinking about QPR.
I'm thinking about QPR while I'm on an away trip to Europe.
Yeah. Well, mate, let's get into the main topic of this pod. When I first started this podcast with Ollie, you were the first. I think Jacob, you can back this, right? He was one of the first names on our Google Sheets list to get on.
He says this to all the girls.
Yeah. But basically, it was based around your affection, which you've already said, for trophies, and like you're obsessed with winning. Like I think that sums up Chelsea really in my lifetime. Like you're just a winning. Carragher said it recently. Like the new ownership we'll get into.
Find a way.
You just win. Even when you weren't winning leagues for 3-4 years, you won 2 FA Cups or something. You'd win something. You win the Champions League in 2012. So I kind of want to have a chat with you about how important trophies rank for you in your football support. Like if there's a tier list that we can get into. I mean, for me as a Fulham fan, like I've never seen us win a trophy. I would say it's not my number one priority because I've never experienced it. You know, I can't say that, but I think like for you as a Chelsea fan, I want to get into it and break down where you sit with trophies. And
I think
do you know what first gave me the idea was when we were on that shoot last week, we got asked a question and it was something along the line of, is Liam Rosenior the right man for Chelsea right now? And we had to stand, didn't we, on the side of the room, whether we strongly disagreed or agreed. And I think I was the only one who went strongly agree. Rory, you were there across, we had about 10 different creators there. You stared me straight in the eyes and you were just like, oh, fuck off. Like, what are you doing? But for me, I was like, it's like you guys aren't in a place where I think you're going to actually challenge for anything. So he's the right man.
No, he's
not the right man for you as a Chelsea fan, but for the project of Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's where. And I was obviously on the wind up. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get some clips out of you.
But they're the wrong. Look, if you are a top club, this isn't for everybody. Not everybody has to feel like this. But if you are a club capable of winning silverware, it becomes infectious. It becomes who you are. It becomes your identity, and it becomes what the point is.
Yeah.
If you speak to a Liverpool fan, and now obviously a Liverpool fan and a Leyton Orient fan won't have the same take on this. But if you speak to a Liverpool fan, any season where they don't win the league is a disaster.
Yeah.
Any season where they don't win the European Cup is a disaster, and it happens to you very quickly. So there was a time in my life when I would have said, if we beat Middlesbrough today at Wembley to win our first trophy for 25 years. I will accept no more trophies ever again. But then what happens is, the following year, you win a League Cup and a European trophy. You go to Stockholm, you play in the Rosunda Zola scores. So you win a Cup Winners' Cup and a League Cup and a Super Cup. So you've gone from one FA Cup that broke the duck. Suddenly the next season under Vialli, we win 3. Then it's like, oh my God, we're going to win the league next year.
Yeah.
And we might have done if Poyet didn't get injured. Then we're back in the FA Cup. That was the last FA Cup at Wembley, 2000. You're like, the old Wembley. You're like, okay, this would be great to win. The last ever FA Cup at the old Wembley. That's, you win it. It's the last one. You're the last man standing with the trophy. Yeah. And we beat Villa. We got it. Di Matteo. You're like, suddenly the greed and the hunger and the dreams become more real. Like, look, you've never seen, obviously your team never won a cup. But it would take a very short amount of time for you to go from trophies aren't the be all and end all to all I'm in this for is a success. It happens very quickly without you realising it.
Do you think it's the biggest fear you've got with this new ownership of...
Yeah, we won't win any silverware.
Well, this is it. I don't feel like you will either, but then you won the Club World Cup.
No, but that's a nonsense thing. Like, I love the Club World Cup, but it has to be married up with... Like, I went to Tokyo when we won the Champions League in 2012. The December of 2012, the Club World Cup was played in Tokyo. So I'm not dismissing the Club World Cup at all. When I had no money, I spent all the money I had to go to Tokyo to follow Chelsea to win that trophy. Idiot Benitez cost us it. But I loved it because it was married up with the European Cup. You win the European Cup and then you win the Club World Cup, great. But you win the European Cup 4 years previous, 5 years previous, and then you win... It's not a trophy in its own right. It's only a trophy when it's married.
Yeah, I get that.
But look, silverware won't be the biggest thing for and also, like, I'm very aware that football is worth so much more than just success. Like the friendships that you build, the community in the stadium, the communities that are now built online, the one demographic that you have in common with someone in the world is that you support the same football team, and then an endearing friendship is born. It's wonderful. Football's wonderful. It's a unifier. It's an amazing common language.
Especially when I think, like, as a Fulham fan supporting a small club, I watch the boat race in Putney on the weekend.
Oh my God.
So Fulham.
Can we do this? I don't know if I can be on this anymore. Did you hear that? Did you hear everything about that?
They start the boat race outside my
stadium. As a Fulham fan, I was watching the boat race in Putney. Whoa.
Mate, you've got to buy into what you are.
Whoa.
You've just got to accept it. That's just what I am.
Did you have a gilet on?
Gluten-free pint.
He
thinks I'm joking.
Hackett gilet?
No, I
salmon
ain't got
pink
a gilet.
trousers.
No, none of that.
No?
But there was a few of them about.
Love it.
But you're just in a pub and I seen this guy and I went, I know you. And he's like, I know you. He's like, Hammy End. And he just Hammy End. It's like, you just that community feel that I do feel sorry for.
It's easy though when you recognise people like that because it's just you two there.
Yeah, it's about 4 of us.
yeah.
Very good. But mate, that for me is always going to be above trophies. And I don't know, I'm interested to know as a Chelsea
that's
fan,
always
for you,
above
is
trophies.
Is that above trophies
yeah.
for you to this day?
Yeah.
Because I know you're busy. You can't go to games as much these days.
Yeah.
You're working all the time.
Yeah.
But you've been all around the world with Chelsea and you've had those experiences.
Yeah.
You've been Munich away, like you said, you've been Tokyo for Club World Cup. Do you think
that's
trophy surpasses that? It's always that, mate, I remember you from Luton away 7 years ago. That's the best feeling. Like that's the best thing about supporting a club locally, I think.
That I agree with.
Yeah.
That I agree.
Can't be beaten.
Like the friendships that I've made through football are the most important thing. The experiences that I've had through football. Some of the best trips I've been on have nothing to do with silverware whatsoever. Yeah. It's the people, it's the community, it's kind of that tribal togetherness. Mm-hmm. It's purpose. It's being part of something.
Yeah.
It's kind of religious. There are those things where you like. Look, my mum's very religious. I'm a God-fearing Catholic boy. I'm certainly not acknowledging that. But that sort of, when Liam Gallagher speaks about Oasis concerts being biblical, and then you go and you're like, they actually are. They're spiritual. Like people are giving themselves and like feeling something. Football's that. No, whenever I remember, I went to Brazil for the World Cup. England, Hodgson, man. We don't talk about him. I know you love him. I went to that World Cup, and do you know what? We played Uruguay, and Suarez was so good. He was unplayable. He just killed us that day. Honestly, like Rooney scored for us, but we just couldn't live with Suarez. And I was I wasn't in the England main end. I was just in the ground. I was next to this like old boy from Uruguay. Old, like honestly, I was 70. Mate, he was crying his eyes out. Like they'd only beaten England in a group game. It was a group game.
Yeah.
But the geezer was just, and it really stuck with me, just sort of the power of football. Like I was looking at this bloke and I was upset because of England, but I was kind of happy for this individual. I wasn't happy at all in the situation, but I was like, well, this old man's happy, so that's always a nice thing to witness. I was like, the power of this game, man.
Yeah, football's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've told this story on the pod before. We always ask our guests at the end the favourite sort of game that the game that you went to. Mine is Sheffield United at home. We lost 1-0 in the Championship, prime COVID 2021. But I sat next to this old geezer who he was probably sitting like 2 rows away from me normally, but because it was COVID.
Your first game was in 2021.
My game.
What did you say?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Jacob?
Nearly game.
No,
your nearly game. I thought you said my first game.
No.
Wait,
so,
what?
mate,
you're a Johnny come lately.
Yeah.
First game post-COVID.
Glory
First game
sport for
post-COVID.
Fulham.
Right.
Mate, like no one's in the stadium. It was 3 days before Christmas, and I like the reason that game we lost 1-0. Illiman and Jai scored. Like it was an awful game. We didn't have a shot. It was snowing. The stand had been knocked down for the reconstruction, so the wind's coming in from the Thames. I'm freezing. Geezer just comes to sit next to me. We barely watched the game. We just chatted for the whole game. And I haven't seen him since. And I always think about
where that guy is. Yeah,
I often think about him. He must have been late 70s, early 80s. And he was like, my family didn't want me to come, but he was like, I'm coming. I don't care.
No,
I'm not being stopped, sitting there with a mask on.
Those people, like,
it's just special, isn't it?
Without getting a bit sort of deep and almost existential, those people that kind of come into your life, those fleeting moments.
Yeah.
Like, whatever happened to that Fulham fan that I met?
Yeah.
When Njai scored a winner.
It was lovely. Yeah. So, no, I get you. Football does have that feel. I often get, like, if I'm in a stadium, I often feel a bit of emotion.
Yeah. No,
on the right game and the right time.
It is, isn't it? It is higher power.
Yeah.
You've got 40,000 people all converging
on the same thing. For the same thing. Yeah. That will always, I say this, even an England fan, obviously I've never seen a trophy, so I can't really back it, but it's interesting from your perspective that you'd still rank that above the trophies.
That's what football is, though. Without that, the game doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like the reason why 1 million people in this country every single week spend their time and their money is that. Like 1 million people every weekend goes to a football match.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people, right? How many of them realistically have a chance of winning silverware?
Yeah.
Out of the million,
4 trophies a year,
out of the million, maybe if we go really big, 10% of that million have a chance of support a team that could win something.
Yeah.
But that's
still going.
That's 900,000 people going to football with absolutely no hope of winning silverware ever.
Yeah.
That's Dagenham and Redbridge fans. That's Blackpool fans.
Yeah.
That's Darlington fans. they're going for nothing to do with silverware.
Yeah.
And that's why this is a good podcast, because it isn't really. To me, it's about silverware.
Mm.
I'm sure Scousers will tell you the same thing. Geezers with season tickets in the Stretford end will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
But we're that. We're tiny, really. Because everyone else, like QPR fans, Fulham fans, like QPR, they've won one trophy ever.
Yeah.
And they're a big club.
Yeah.
We've had some great players over the years. You know, if you do the list of QPR players, Stan Bowles played for them. Les Ferdinand played for, great players played for that club. You know, and they've won one trophy ever.
Mm. You surprised me. I honestly thought you'd be way more into this. I thought you'd care more about the trophies, but I know you're sensible. But I know you. Yeah.
No, I do. Like I'm saying, if you're and also that's becoming more and more of a distant dream, because we're not that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a very select few people that can talk about silverware being the be all and end all.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Shankly's famous quote, right? That's about a very specific team that did a very specific thing at a very specific club. That whole, retaining titles, it's for the, at most, well, that actually, retaining titles is for the 1% of football fans?
Mm-hmm.
Who's seen their team retain a title? Certainly in the modern era, Chelsea fans, Man City fans, Man United fans. Liverpool never retained a Premier League, did they?
Never.
Arsenal, Wenger never did.
No.
Yeah,
it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the nearly men. We're all nearly men, really. Apart from probably Liverpool, Man United, and Man City of late.
How do you feel about Arsenal this season, then, mate? On that topic, Ooh.
It's an amazing moment, isn't it, for this Arsenal side, because they had the league wrapped up. I felt.
Yeah.
I thought they had it in the bag. I thought they were the best team in the country. I thought they were the best squad in the country. I thought Arteta was the best manager in the country. I thought Declan Rice was the best manager. It was all going so well, and then they've had 180 minutes worth of football where they have been abject in both. And we've gone from a talk, and I'm not levelling this at Arsenal fans at all, because the vast majority of Arsenal fans haven't been talking about a quadruple. But we have. I've been talking about Arsenal winning a quadruple, primarily because they're in 4 trophies. So I've been exploring how. So it has been in the discourse. Mate, 180 minutes later, the quadruple's gone to a double.
Yeah.
And then you see the 2 performances, like in that O'Reilly Cup final, they were battered.
I love that. You're calling it the O'Reilly Cup final.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
You don't think?
No, it probably is, yeah.
You earn that title. If you win the team the cup the way that he did.
Yeah, I like
Michael Owen did it against Arsenal, didn't he, for Liverpool in Cardiff? I think Drogba has a cup final to his name.
It's become scary. They got Bournemouth this weekend. That's become massive.
It's a morning game as well, which I always think is potential banana skin territory.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to go out and just prove a point, haven't they? If they lose that, they got City next.
What they've got to do, and to be fair, annoyingly, I think they will. I hope they don't, but I think they will. They've had their blip already. There was a game, wasn't there? They played those 2 consecutive games, Wolves and Brentford.
Drop points.
And they dropped points in both.
Yeah.
Particularly one of them. One of them was in the bag.
Yeah.
They were 2-0 up at Wolves.
Yeah, it was the Wolves comfortable. Yeah.
Right, so they had that, and everyone went, oh, this is it. This is where the chink in the armour is now going to materialise. And then they went and battered Tottenham, battered us. Mm-hmm. So they've already had a blip and shown what they can do.
Yeah.
They're now in the midst of another blip, which actually feels more significant.
It does.
Let's see what they can do. But if Bournemouth get anything, it's game on.
It's completely changed my opinion on them as a... I know they've been resting players and for the cup game against Southampton, but it's changed my opinion on them in the Champions League as well. It's all good and well winning 8 out of 8 in the group, but now when you go Lisbon, I mean, they should be fine in that game, but the double doesn't even feel remotely on to me right now. It's like the Premier League and just take it.
Well, Man City showed us that when it really matters, Arsenal are beatable. When it really matters, Arsenal are beatable. So look, I think Arsenal certainly they were the best team in arguably Europe, right? At one point when they battered Bayern Munich. But we saw them last year batter Paris Saint-Germain and then get done.
Mate, if they bottle this, I mean, they might be our ultimate nearly man team of all time. I know we talk about England a lot on this podcast.
No, this Arteta era
would be the ultimate. You finish second 4 years in a row. You blow a 12-point lead.
Because they're better.
Lose 2 finals.
Do you know what?
Final in a Southampton game.
Have you got one at the moment? Who is your nearly? Have you got like a winner?
No, there's no ranking system, but I can give you the honour of putting a team at the top.
At the moment, Premier League era.
Yeah.
Is it not Tottenham? That Tottenham team were brilliant, man.
When they should have won it and Leicester won it.
I think there was a 3-year period where they should have won it every
Poch.
year. Yeah.
Chelsea year as well. when you won
Yeah.
with Conte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a 3-year period.
They did
where-
have a great team on paper, didn't they?
Mate,
Vertonghen, Alderweireld,
yeah.
Dembele.
Yeah, the two brilliant fullbacks, Rose and Walker.
Kane.
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli, wow.
We got
We
beat
spoke
by
about Dele Alli a
Tottenham.
lot on this pod.
We got beat by Tottenham 2-0. It might have been the last. No, it wasn't. I think it would have been 2019.
Yeah.
No, 2017. 2017, the January.
Mm.
We got beat 2-0 by Tottenham. Dele Alli scored both goals, 2 headers.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, it felt like a little bit of a power switch. You know, when you're like, they're just better than us. They are just better than us. Like, Harry Kane was going on to obviously become one of the best footballers in the world. Dele Alli looked like he was on that trajectory. You know, at one point, Dele Alli was on Lampard numbers.
Yeah, he was special.
He was on Lampard numbers. And then it was a variety of goals. Like, Tottenham never win at Stamford Bridge, but they did. Like, they went 27 years without a victory at Stamford Bridge.
It's insane.
And it was under Conte. The second season under Conte, which would have been, 18? Mate, the goal that Dele Alli scores is kind of like, we go 1-0 up. I think Pedro scored. It's got a hoof ball for Dele Alli to run onto. And he's taken the touch and put it away in one motion. So he's like, it was like 2 touches, but almost one.
Yeah,
Boom, boom. And the ball's in the back of the net. We lost 3-1. Tottenham end goes mad. I was at the gate. Tottenham end goes mad. You're like, wait, I was really looking forward to going 30 years, no defeats at Stamford Bridge. Because you know when Tottenham fans talk about Abramovich, you're like, do you want to talk about Mark Stein scoring winners against you? You know, do you want to talk about Dennis Wise putting in like unreal performances against you? Like, you're not. It's not. This isn't an Abramovich thing.
Sure.
Like this. I think up until that Dele Alli winner, the last person to hit a winner against Chelsea for Tottenham was Gary Lineker. Yeah,
that's an incredible stat.
Yeah, when Lineker,
that's incredible.
Ali, think of everyone that played for Tottenham between Gary Lineker and Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Not one of them hit a winner against Chelsea.
So you'd have Tottenham's Pochettino ranked above, let's say Arsenal. I think Arsenal will win a trophy this season, but let's say
if Arsenal don't,
If Arsenal don't, they're top for you.
100%.
Even though they got they're
the best team in.
Even though they got the FA Cup with him originally,
mate. This season, last season, the season before, that FA Cup was a long time
ago.
Yeah,
6 years.
This Arteta Arsenal is such a good side.
Yeah.
If they don't win something, it would be a travesty.
But you think it's them two as the top 2 Premier League era nearly man teams? I actually really like the Tottenham shout. Even they lost the Champions League final. Kind of forget about that because it was such a mediocre game, but they were there.
Mate, the only Chelsea had a really good team that didn't win anything, which was a shame. We'd have a contender for this. Kind of forgotten, but Ranieri's Chelsea team. So like Chelsea had.
What year is that? What year?
So like it would have been the very, very early 2000s. We got beat in the FA Cup final of 2002 by Arsenal. Ray Parlour scored a goal of his life. Ljungberg did as well, actually. But I tell you what kind of represents the stat so well. One of Chelsea's best ever centre forwards, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Remarkable footballer, brilliant player. I loved him so much. Then I met him and he wasn't particularly nice, which was a real shame because
it's always a shame that.
Yeah, it broke my heart. I was like, mate, I love you. Like, I really do, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Yeah.
Like, I really do.
Well, maybe if you lead him with that, it might have freaked him out on the tube.
I was definitely like really excited to meet him. And he didn't
agree.
The same energy. Well, that's fair. You know, why would he? Anyway.
He wasn't as excited to meet Chelsea-Rory.
No. He was. He made it very clear that he had no.
Did he know who you were?
No. I wouldn't have. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would make it more understandable. Maybe it was that.
If he didn't like you.
Maybe it was that.
Your opinions. Yeah.
But I just assume he didn't. But anyway, just kind of by the by. In terms of a footballer, he was one of Chelsea's best ever centre forwards.
Sure.
Like really, so good. And he was up front with Idager Johnson, who was also one of Chelsea's best ever centre forwards. And their link-up play, they used to speak Dutch to one another. Johnson played in Holland.
Yeah.
They speak Dutch to one another. And it was like ice and fire is the way that they kind of branded it. Oh my God, it was such a good team.
Yeah.
It was such a good team. And Ranieri was the manager. And even the year when the money came, so Abramovich came in, 2003? Then the money was spent. We went into a season where we had like Crespo at the club. And Veron at the club, and Joe Cole at the club, and Glenn Johnson at the club, Wayne Bridge at the club, big names.
Yeah.
We knocked Arsenal out of the Champions League. Arsenal Invincibles. We knocked the Arsenal Invincibles out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals. They're the best team in the country, by the way. Obviously, they weren't invincible, but they're probably the best team in Europe. And then we get done by a poor Monaco team. Do you remember he went to Liverpool? Morientes.
Yeah.
Morientes was up front for him. Killed us. Ludovic Giuli and players like that.
So what did you win under Ranieri? Nothing.
Hasselbank was at Chelsea for 4 years, not a trophy.
That's insane.
Yeah, because Hasselbank left when Mourinho came.
Where did he go? You got him from Leeds, didn't you?
I think he went to Borough, Charlton.
Yeah.
He went to. He scored against us. He scored an amazing free kick against us and didn't celebrate. It's the first time I ever really remember being in a ground and like the player not celebrating. He scored a free kick, for Borough.
Ranieri, man, he scars me to this day. When he took over at Fulham, I was at Selhurst Park. Ollie would remember it. He was there as well. We'd had a game I think we played might have played Brighton, someone like that, and we played a back five and we got caned. Like we conceded 3 goals at home, right? First half. Second half, he switched it to a back 4, and we drew 3-3.
Right.
I was like, I'm real. Here we go.
Yeah.
Like play a back 4.
Yeah.
Turn up at Selhurst Park. I'm there in the away end. Like we can stay up here. We can stay up. Back 5.
Come back.
Got beat 2-0, maybe 2-1. I can't remember. But we were singing Roy Hodgson's name the whole way in the whole game, and we were Ranieri for me, mate.
He wasn't a good Chelsea manager. He was a Tinkerman era, but he made a pig's ear of it. Basically, we could have won a league under him, and we didn't. We should have actually won a Champions League, having knocked Arsenal out. It's not that we were better than Arsenal; they were far and away better than us. But we knocked out the best team in Europe. Porto, who nobody knew they were getting, by this young chap called Mourinho.
Yeah.
Porto had knocked out Man United.
Yeah.
Now we're the best team in the competition. Like we really were. And we just get battered by Monaco because of Ranieri. He put Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank on a wing.
I was going to ask you this at the end of the pod anyway, but what's your favourite? I'm guessing this might be one of your favourite nearly men teams of all time then? We always ask our guests.
Yeah, this could be.
That Chelsea team with Hasselbank. Although a lot of those players must have won. Like Johnson won, didn't he?
Yeah, Johnson stayed.
But I guess Hasselbank's the...
Do you know what was a really good Chelsea side? It won a lot of trophies, but I think it could have won the league. It would have been the team before that. So it would have been like Gus Poyet, Dennis Wise, Didier Deschamps, Gianfranco Zola. That was a good... Like Chris Sutton, who's like the worst player Chelsea have ever had. But Chris Sutton, that team, Desai, LeBouf, is a good side, man. Like, if it had won a league title, and it probably should have done, I think a lot of those players would be seen in a very different light. Like, if Zola had won a title, I don't feel like people talk about Zola in the way that they should. I think he's one of the best footballers to have played in the Premier League. I'm not saying best ever import, but I'm not as good as Cantona, not as good as Bergkamp, but in that conversation, if you're talking about Bergkamp, Cantona, you should be talking about Zola.
Why is he not?
Because he didn't win the league.
Because he didn't win the league.
I reckon if Chelsea win the league, like Zola and Hughes, that partnership that Mark Hughes and Gianfranco Zola had, oh my God, he was amazing. It was like Mark Hughes, one of my favourite ever players, primarily because of the link up with Zola.
Yeah,
like that year when we won the FA Cup in '97, Mark Hughes was probably, if you boil it down to one reason why Chelsea ended our 25-year trophy drought. If you want one word, it's just Mark Hughes. One name, Mark Hughes. Like, we were getting battered by Liverpool. We played Liverpool in the third round of the Cup, 2-0 down at half time. We bring Hughes on and suddenly we win the trophy. Simple as that. I think
Zola's quite I mean, I grew up when Zola was probably, I guess, kind of like at the peak of his powers. I feel like I remember Zola. I remember Zola being one of the players that I'd be like,
I don't think
this
history,
guy's incredible.
You've got to think as well, he came to the Premier League when he was 31.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
31
I
years
didn't
old.
know
He scored
that.
against Blackburn. He scored a free kick in the first game against Blackburn. 31.
Especially with his play style, being 31. You think that's when you start to slow down? Like you dribble in your legs.
I was talking to, on that shoot that we were on together, to a friend of yours, an incredibly articulate man with a big future, Luca.
Luca's, yeah.
Nice guy. Really nice guy. But I was talking to him about, and it was so refreshing because I was talking to someone young.
He's 22.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Yeah.
But he was talking to me about the brilliance of Roberto Baggio and about the vision of Zola and about particular Zola moments, scoring a winner at Wembley against England and things like that. I was like, yes, where you been all my life? You know?
Yeah.
It was great.
He's really knowledgeable.
But do you know what else was fascinating talking to him? Zola, that very particular position, played in the same position as Totti, in the same position as Del Piero, in the same position. There's that very particular Italian behind the front man, Signori.
Yeah.
I was chatting to him about it, and he's just like, where has that position gone?
Yeah, he's been going. I chatted to him a little bit about it as well. I think it's particularly with Italy or just in football.
In football, but
Because
the Italians, it was an Italian position. Like the name for it is an Italian. I forget what it's called. A quattristo.
Did you see Luca? I'll plug him because I love him. He put a YouTube video out and he was talking about Roberto Baggio did a 900-page piece on Italian football and the state of it, like over a decade ago. And he put a title out after they went out to Bosnia and Herzegovina going, release the Baggio files.
Yeah,
he was just ranting.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying that Italian football is in a position where if Lamine Yamal was Italian, he would be in someone's academy still. Yeah. Or they would have shipped him off, or he would have left to play for another club because they don't play their youngsters, they don't push this attacking football. Yeah. And apparently Baggio, going back over a decade, highlighted these issues in Serie A.
It's never recovered, has it, Serie A, from like Calciopoli?
It's never, stuff.
It's never recovered. But it's that very particular. Like when Zola was undoubtedly one of the best players in the Premier League, he wasn't a guaranteed starter for Italy. Like Alessandro Del Piero was playing, Do
you know what you mean? Said I don't think I can't even picture Zola in an Italian shirt.
Yeah, no, he scored a great goal for them. It was actually a goal made in Chelsea because it was Di Matteo to Zola. Yeah. So the famous image of Paul Gascoigne and Paul Ince, and Paul Ince has got his head bandaged up, like the modern day Terry Butcher picture, which is in Rome. And I think there's about 10,000 England fans in Rome. We got a 0-0 draw under Hoddle that took us to the World Cup in France. Yeah. The reason why we so desperately needed the draw was because we lost the home game at Wembley. Zola. Yeah. And Ian Walker was in goal, who's a Tottenham keeper. Yeah. And the idiot, he killed his England career. He killed his career. Do you know what he did? He went to pick the ball up, and for one reason or another, you'll find an image of it, I'm sure. For one reason or another, he's laughing. And look, as a man who was once an actor, I know about the perils of like awkward laughter, nervous laughter. Just, I can laugh in the worst positions, right? I was on stage once, and like genuinely, I tried to make my mate laugh while we were, and he didn't laugh. No, not in the audience. He's my mate on. So long time ago, right? My mate, we're at Edinburgh Festival. We're doing this big play. My mate comes out and he opens his book and he obviously knows the lines, but he reads. Do you know what I did back then? On one of the performances towards the end, I cut out a page 3 so that when he opens a book, there's just a page 3 goal there, right? So he opens a book and I'm looking for his reaction and I burst out laughing, right? I'm on stage and I'm like, I'm going to mess him up. Yeah. He opens it and he just sees it, composes himself, delivers his lines perfectly. Right. I'm waiting for him to laugh and I just completely lose it, right? I can't, I'm so funny. The situation is so funny that I can't hold it together. I would always corpse call, right? I would always do it. So I know about the perils of laughing when you shouldn't. I could laugh at a funeral. I could laugh when it's awkward. Yeah. I think that's what Ian Walker did. I don't think he thought it was funny that England are 1-0 down and our hopes of qualifying for the World Cup are nearly finished. Like, I don't think that's what's happening. But basically, Zola pings it in. Zola runs off celebrating. Di Matteo congratulates him. I'm watching it as a kid, as a Chelsea fan, going, how do I feel? I don't know what I'm meant to feel about this. Because I love these two. And then Ian Walker's laughing his head off.
But what sort of laugh is it? Is it not like a...
He's sort of smiling.
I can't believe this has happened.
It's kind of like walking back to get the ball out of the net. He's like...
Was that the front page news?
Yeah.
Laughing, right.
Yeah. Back when the paper,
paper would be everything,
3 million copies sold.
Yeah.
It's very much... And at the time as well, what the society was like then. It was very much, you let your country down. You think this is funny, you've let your country down.
Mate, that's jokes. I'm just thinking about you acting in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Yeah,
my favourite story of ChelseaRory, I call you for your football career, is you're in the music video of the Salmon Dance for the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Funny. It's quite funny. The amount of people that is the thing that they bring up.
Mate, I think we've known each other for a while, and I think on Spotify now you get like a little bit of the video. I don't know if you use it, but you get like a little. And like I just saw this like kid's head poked towards a fish tank, and I was like, no.
Yeah, it can't be.
And I watched the video online. Yeah.
No, it was amazing.
How did that come about?
I just auditioned for it as normal. There was brothers. I forget their names, but really talented brothers directed it.
Right.
So when you did the audition, it was just like, like the Upson Boys.
Right.
Like the Upson Boys who were like brothers.
Yeah.
Bit like them, but directors. Met them, and they were telling me about this thing that they were doing and whatever. And luckily enough, they selected me. Yeah, we finished second, I think. If I remember right, it was all so long ago. It just feels like a lifetime ago. But we finished second. There's a brilliant video that pipped us to the awards. The awards were in Amsterdam, and we got pipped by Lily Allen.
Okay.
A song called Not Fair.
Yeah, I know.
And
So
you know when she's
a good song.
like a cowgirl. She's like,
yeah.
it's all set as if it's in the sort of, I guess, the 70s in America, and she looks beautiful, and it's a great video and it's a great song. But yeah, it pipped us to the.
I feel like the art of music videos is kind of gone.
Yeah, I know.
Don't happen anymore. I remember growing up watching MTV, and you'd watch all
I
the
used
videos.
to flick between the box, MTV, VH1, just trying to find a good video.
Yeah,
Like waiting for the next one to come on.
yeah.
It's just
Doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Of course. Everything is now on your fingertips, isn't it?
Yeah, of
like
course.
everything. But yeah, Lily Allen done us a mischief, man. But if you're going to lose to someone,
Lose to Lily Allen.
Lily Allen is not fair.
Well, on that note, we'll take a quick break and then we'll get to our final section, which is our question of the week. We started with Chelsea and we ended with Lily Allen. That's the first on this podcast. This episode is sponsored by Hill Coaching Company.
Feeling stuck, bored, or quietly running on empty? Oliver Hill is a UK-based business coach guiding leaders, founders, and entrepreneurs to intentional happiness, wealth, and legacy.
The work is direct and challenging. Honest conversations exposing the self-sabotage and breaking down the comfort zones that no longer serve you.
The result? Clearer decisions, stronger relationships, genuine happiness, and success that feels enjoyable.
Find out more at hillcoachingcompany.co.uk. Right, well, we normally sing this bit, but Ollie's the vocals and he's not here. Question of the week. He started singing it.
Okay.
I wasn't really sure how I felt about it.
The question of
the week.
He's obviously a Harry Hill fan.
Yeah, he's got a huge collar on him. Do you have the phone number of any footballer? Are you on DM terms with any? I know one footballer.
Go on.
Your favourite footballer of all time, isn't he? Frank Lampard.
Yes.
Is he your favourite footballer of all time?
By a mile.
When I record your YouTube channel videos, he's got his shirt signed up behind you, innit?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Tell the story of that, actually, because isn't it like
Oh,
a,
yeah,
a
no.
special shirt and he's put your name on it?
Yeah, the shirt that he gave, I honestly couldn't believe it. So I was having a studio built and I really wanted a Lampard shirt.
Yeah.
So I messaged him and asked. Didn't hear anything back for a while, and then eventually he got back to me.
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, I can sort this. Bear with me." I was like, "Yeah, fantastic." Didn't hear much for a long time, and then, unbelievably, he sent me 2 options. And now, what I wanted
It's
was
insane, isn't it?
what I
Lampard.
would have been so happy with
Yeah.
would have been like a Frank Lampard shirt that he wore for the second half in a cup game against Stoke. Anything, just
Yeah.
literally anything.
Anything, yeah. You'd have took a sock.
A sock, yeah. I put it up and I would have framed it. He went, "Do you want this one or this one?"
Yeah.
And he offered me. He had the pictures of them. One of them, which would have been unbelievable, was the FA Cup final shirt from 2012. So in the season where we won the European Cup,
Yeah.
we won the FA Cup. People forget we won the FA Cup as well. Ramirez against Liverpool. So it would have been an amazing season. An iconic game, beating Liverpool in the FA Cup final. We went, "Do you want that shirt?"
Yeah.
Or do you want what I consider to be probably the greatest Frank Lampard shirt, greatest Frank Lampard moment? He broke the record, the Chelsea goal-scoring record, previously held by Bobby Tambling. He was chasing the 202, right? Chasing it. And he equalised it and broke it in the same game at Villa Park. And he went, "Oh, do you want the one from Villa Park?"
That's actually mental. That's
And
history.
I was like, well, it's an FA Cup final against Liverpool, which is obviously big. Or other people have won FA Cups. Frank Lampard himself has won other FA Cups. You know when he did his dad's celebration? Did his dad's celebration against Everton. Like, that's amazing, right? But this is like, what are you talking about? Like, Villa Park, I was there. I was on the pitch.
Yeah.
I was on the pitch. So he was like, "Do you want this one or that one?" I was like, "An FA Cup is amazing, but it has to be the Villa Park one." So he sent it to me, and I sent a message back going, "Look, Frank, I really appreciate this. Just want you to know I'm going to really respect it, and I'm only a custodian of it. It's your shirt. Whenever you want it back, you take it. It's fine." And he wrote my name on it.
I couldn't believe this.
Yeah.
I saw it for myself.
Yeah, no,
When
he's
you
a
told me that
gentleman.
story,
He's
and I
an
was like,
absolute gentleman.
You told me that story. I went, "Your name's on it." So even if you get it back, it's permanently "Dear Rory."
Yeah.
Whatever it says, best wishes.
Yeah. Also, I was being incredibly kind and like chivalrous, saying I'm a custodian.
You weren't giving it back.
Mate, it means
You
so
would left
much
the
to me.
country
You can
with
have
it.
one of my children if you want, but he's not having that shirt.
Well, we've had another good question here from Alfie Woodley. He's asked, and I think it's fitting, what 3 teams would you like to see return to the Premier League this season? Surely Cov with Frank, one of them then.
I mean, obviously, the Frank Lampard thing. I don't want to like hammer it home, but if I'd had a son, it probably would have been called Frank. And
Right.
well, look, my daughter is called Pandora. Her middle name is Octavia,
Right.
which is a homage to the number 8 that Frank Lampard wore.
Is that right?
No, that's completely true.
Does your missus know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I said there needs to be.
There needs to be something.
I'm not having any more children after this. There needs to be some sort of acknowledgement of my
Of Frank Lampard.
or of my
You could
Chelsea thing.
You could get a dog.
Frank.
It's a good
That's
dog
a good name, actually.
It's a good dog name.
But
Do you
no,
think he's
so
a bit-
obviously Coventry.
Coventry, yeah.
I would then go for the prestigious sides.
Yeah,
the Premier
you
League,
always would.
The Premier League is a better place with Sheffield Wednesday in it. Sheffield
Okay.
Wednesday are a Premier League team. They belong in the Premier League. They belong in the top flight. So Sheffield Wednesday, I quite like Middlesbrough. I like the North East. I'd have Middlesbrough up, but there are some big clubs.
Would you want QPR up for what we spoke about earlier? A little bit of the banter with your mates.
Not QPR.
Do you think Frank Lampard on that is a little bit disrespected and thrown into that Rooney, Gerrard, and maybe Gerrard's a bit disrespected in that context as well? Frank Lampard's looking like a fairly decent
his
manager.
managerial careers.
Like what he did in one of his stints at Chelsea was impressive,
Mate,
really, with the youngsters.
People are so stupid when it comes to Frank Lampard's managerial career. They're like really thick. The second time at Chelsea, it really didn't go well, but there are some mitigating factors that are so obvious to understand that it obviously wasn't his fault. But if you analyse what Frank Lampard did in his first stint as Chelsea manager, when he was with Jody Morris, Frank Lampard took what was effectively Chelsea's youth team. We had a transfer ban. We lost Eden Hazard. We lost our best player. We have a transfer ban.
Yeah.
He took what was effectively the youth team to the last 16 of the Champions League, to the FA Cup final, and into the top 4
Yeah.
in his debut season in the Premier League. Like, that can only be seen as being excellent management.
Yeah, it was impressive.
The following season, when he got sacked because Timo Werner is one of the worst Chelsea players that we've ever had. Like, if you did an all-time 11 of worst Chelsea players, the front two would be Chris Sutton and Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad Timo Werner was. Frank Lampard's job, in theory, was to get performances out of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. Jose Mourinho 05 isn't getting performances out of those two bozos. Like, you're just not. So what Lampard did when it was his team, Victor Mori at the back, Tammy Abraham up front, Mason Mount pulling the strings in the middle, Reece James becoming one of the best players in the world in his position, he achieved. It's just such a shame that we didn't beat that Arsenal team in the cup final, that Arteta Arsenal team.
No, I agree with you. We've spoken about that actually in quite a bit of detail about Lampard's first stint there and how impressive it actually was. I mean, if he gets up with Cov, I think they're 1 point off of.
Yeah, they're
up
done.
Now, so they're
done.
done. They're basically.
I don't
up.
want to put the
last night.
kibosh on it, and I don't really want to say it.
No, they
I
are.
made a mistake actually.
I watched them last night.
They won a game. This is a while ago, a month ago, and I was out. I had a drink and I was in a Chelsea crowd. We'd had a drink, and when Coventry won, I sent a message, which I shouldn't have done when you've had a drink, but I sent a message. I was like, "It's in the bag" or something like that. And I thought that's just not what people want to hear, is it?
On socials, he posted.
On socials, he put up a normal clip. And I've replied, "Go and get a fuck,"
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's just not how people see it. That's not how people feel, is it? You know, when you're nearly there, if you think you're going to win the league.
Yeah.
Like, Arsenal look like they're going to win the league now, but the last thing Mikel Arteta wants would be like his super fan going, "You've won it." You're like, "Not yet, mate."
Yeah.
But no, it's looking like Coventry. But yeah, in terms of the teams up, always Sheffield Wednesday, and at the moment Middlesbrough. Why not?
And final question is Barclays Prem or New Prem from JRG.
Barclays.
You're a bit of a Barclaysman, nostalgia merchant, aren't you?
It was just factually better though.
I've watched a few games recently, not 90 minutes, but I've watched a few like 3, 4,
Mate,
5
watch
minutes.
Goal of the Month. Watch Goal of the Month
But if you
compilations.
think everyone could just shoot from the edge of the box. That is the difference. Do you know what I
Yeah, it's
watched?
great.
Do you know what I watched?
Screamers.
Obviously not Barclays, but I watched Kaká's all 30 of Kaká's goals, right? If you want to have a good
All
30
Champions League goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good 5 minutes, it's incredible.
Things
There's
like that are
a
great,
few wonder dribbles. There's obviously the Rio Ferdinand, and I think it's...
When he goes through the middle of them.
Who does he run into?
Is it
Wes
Wes Brown?
And they run into each other. There's a few of them. Every other goal is just a whack.
No.
It's just like 25, 30 yards out, and it's unbelievable.
I love doing things like that.
Football's changed.
Mate, do you know who else has got a great one of those? Paul Merson.
I bet.
Paul Merson chips.
Yeah?
Just chips a keeper. Just keeps chipping a keeper.
They spoke about it on the overlap, didn't they? The art of chipping's kind of gone these days. You think
Yeah.
keepers just aren't off their line?
Rooney used to try all the time. Rooney
Yeah.
loved the chip.
The little chip, the little dinks. Yeah, that's kind of gone from the game.
Everything's gone. When's the
I
last
don't
time you saw
agree
a
with this.
diving header?
Yeah, I know.
Probably 2008.
Kaká scored one in that clip. He
Yeah.
scored a proper good
In
one.
08.
Yeah. Well, mate, thanks so much for coming on.
Don't be
It's
silly.
been
It's
so
an
much
honour.
fun, mate.
Thank you. Whenever you need me, mate, I'm fit and available for selection.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back. If you guys don't know where to find Rory, just anywhere, everywhere. This man
He's
is
turning up. He's a bad penny.
You're the busiest man I know, I reckon. You're always doing something.
I do.
Well, you've got
I do my
TalkSport,
best.
YouTube, everything,
Yes.
podcasts.
Touch wood, John. You got to, you know.
You're also the only man I know who always thinks it's nearly coming to
Yeah,
an end.
you got.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
It's brilliant,
living with fear.
mate. Well,
Thank
always
you for
good
having
chatting
me,
to you.
mate.
Thanks
It's
for
an
coming
honour.
on. We'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to drop us a follow on Spotify or wherever you're listening. Rate us 5 stars. And Ollie will probably be back next week, hopefully with a conference loss under his belt. We'll see. Fiorentina shirt's still out. I should have wear it. I'm going to wear it next week.
Beautiful, that old Battistuta.
See what they've got, isn't it? Right, we'll see you next time.